I was amazed no one called the police on us. I introduced myself as a wolf mama. My business is called Brave. I'm obsessive about wolves because I think it also tells a lot about my personality.
The way I usually introduce myself is, hi, my name's Faith, 23, born and raised in Amsterdam, however, half Greek, half South African, and that's usually how I introduce myself. So Lisa is my mom. She was 25 when she had me, so we are quite close in ages compared to other mothers and daughters. But that's our relationship. And best friends. Sometimes. For me, it was only when I started talking to friends of mine who have obviously been diagnosed with ADHD, dyslexia, depression, anxiety, that I really started becoming more aware of my ADHD side. However, when I was at around the age of, 14, 15? When I started going to therapy? When I went
15?
So when I was 15, then I went to my very first therapist, who then was like, I'm pretty sure you have an anxiety disorder. And obviously my mom's had depression for quite a long time that I can remember. So then when I got told that I had an anxiety disorder, they were also pretty sure that I had some sort of depression.
I think my journey with what I think my diagnosis could be was through witnessing what Faith was going through. And then starting to acknowledge like, oh, hell, I've struggled with those things. But the way I've learned to cope is creating like intense structure. But then the problem was I was trying to impose my structure on Faith, and Faith hadn't made that journey yet. And what works for me doesn't necessarily work for her. So one, it's a double whammy of first coming to terms, and not in a negative way, that Faith struggles with this, but that, I probably do too. And maybe sometimes the frustration I felt with her was because I saw something in it that maybe I didn't love about myself.
Like my mom said, she always used to think that I had a laziness aspect of me. But I think it was only after we became more aware of both of us being neurodivergent as well, understanding that the laziness wasn't actually that it's me, because obviously my brain's going everywhere and nowhere at 100 kilometers per hour. At one point, my whole body can't keep up with my brain, so I'm using more physical energy than mental energy. So then me sitting in my room in the dark, just blankly watching TV, is how I then keep my brain busy but can regain my physical strength.
Yeah, because I mean, we would rage. I don't think I've fought with anyone. I don't think.
No,
I
you've
know
never
I've never fought with anyone in my life like I have with Faith. And we were never ugly to each other. Like, we'd never say mean things or...
We just scream.
But I was amazed no one called the police on us. But I think there was just, we didn't see each other. I wasn't seeing her, and actually I'm the grown-up in the room. She doesn't need to see me, I need to see her. And I wasn't seeing her. I didn't know what I was dealing with. From a parent's point of view, the advice I would give is when you see your child struggling, actually get some advice. Because it's not something you do want to figure out on the fly.
My advice to people, A, it's never too late to get diagnosed, because I also know quite a few people who are also sometimes even older than me who still haven't been diagnosed, who then are like, yeah, but how is it going to help me? I'm like, well, then at least if you know that you have it, maybe you can then start, because obviously I've now developed coping mechanisms, because I've obviously been told, we're pretty sure you have ADHD, you just need the piece of paper, that's all you actually really need to do. That I've now created coping mechanisms to kind of help me, and also like with my anxiety, because I've had it since I was 15, I've already made coping mechanisms from when I was 15. So A, it's never too late to get diagnosed. B, if you feel like there's something going on and you don't necessarily want to go to your doctor straight away, go talk to people who you know are neurodivergent, or look up places that have like neurodivergent workshops or like talk groups, so that if you do feel like you might have something, go talk to someone who has it. Maybe they'll be able to help you. I think it's been very difficult to be a woman who's neurodivergent, just because because I always thought that I had something, but whenever I searched up the symptoms, it's always based on studies that they've done on men. So how ADHD shows up in women is not completely different, but highly different compared to how they show up in men.
For me, I don't see the struggles that I've had as a woman through the lens of being neurodivergent. My struggle's been more being a woman with a point of view and being a truth speaker and holding people accountable. So I don't even think I clocked. I think the neurodivergence actually made me an assassin in what I did, because I can do a lot of things and I can run at a high level of intensity. So I think, and this is what I was talking to Faith about a while ago, dyslexia is actually, you can look at it as a secret weapon, in the fact that you think of solutions in a completely different way. And I think at the same time as acknowledging neurodivergence and the support we need, we also have to realize neurodivergent people have ways of thinking that neurotypical people can't think about. So it's not always a negative.
What makes me happiest is probably,
Your mom.
Yes, sure.